raining.
It's pouring.
I'm kind of complaining because the fan in the bathroom, the brand new fan that was installed under warranty, now broke in the exact same way that the previous fan did. And there was a portion of the day, because the lid flipped over, that I was having to go to the restroom and it was raining on me. Not cool. Not cool at all.
You're always complaining about something.
Oh, whatever.
Welcome to the Wandering RV Show Travel Edition. That's right, our third attempt at making a podcast that is actually sustainable for both us and you to listen to. That's right, you might get it once a week, you might get it once a month, you might get it once every 6 months, but we're gonna give it to you just the way you like it. Nice, hard, and fast.
I'm really scared to ask what makes it hard and fast.
Well, we're gonna get right to the point and we're gonna get it done.
Well, okay. Thanks for joining us on Travel Day. What are we talking about today?
I don't know. You're the one who came up with the topics.
I did come up with some topics. So, first topic, now that we have been traveling in the van for a little bit, and we obviously have experience traveling in the fifth wheel, there's some pretty major differences between traveling in the van and traveling in the fifth wheel, or a tow behind of any kind, really.
What are those major differences?
Well, it is kind of like the destination versus the journey. Like, I can go get up right now and go to the restroom or go grab a drink or a snack or something like that, which is really, really great.
She can go back there, strip in the mirror, and y'all wouldn't even be able to see.
Yeah, I could do a whole outfit change. You'd never even know. Whereas, traveling when we have the truck and we're towing something behind us, like, you gotta find a place to stop before you can do any of those things.
Then, plus the fact that our fifth wheel has slides in it means that we really can't hardly access anything anyways when we get there.
That is very true. We can access the bathroom, and that is about it.
We can access the fridge in the van.
Yes, we can. We can access everything in the van.
That is true.
Yes.
Except for, technically we can't really access the bed. We could pull the bed out if we wanted to. We probably should stop if we're going to do that. But you know, if somebody wanted to sleep, if the driver gets tired and he wants to take a nap, you just got to pull the bed out. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. But I have noticed in the fifth wheel, I have had a couple of accidents where I forgot to lock the fridge.
You had an accident?
Yeah.
You really shouldn't have accidents.
I know.
At this point in your
very messy.
At this age, you really should not be having accidents anymore.
Well, this one was a couple of years ago. Forgot to lock the fridge. Salsa went everywhere. Everywhere. And our eggs came out of the fridge, but they did not break, which was kind of nice. In the van, though, I keep forgetting to lock the pantry, and so the pantry keeps, it's like essentially a cabinet, but it keeps like sliding.
It's not sliding, it's like slamming open.
Yeah, it's probably not a good thing. But I did check it this morning and it is locked.
Yeah, for the longest, I actually did it to her once in the van even. I was like, did you lock the fridge? Because I'll do that to her frequently in the fifth wheel. So now I've got to change it to, did you lock the pantry?
Exactly.
There's actually one more compartment. Ooh, big bump. Okay, wasn't that big of a bump.
That wasn't too bad.
It looked like a big bump. There's actually one more compartment in our closet area that also locks the same way, and that was unlocked yesterday.
Was it really?
Yeah, I went back there and it was wide open.
Oops.
It was after we were doing laundry day, and so I think you just put the detergent and the bleach back, and then you forgot to lock it.
Yeah. It's funny, we have a checklist, a tear down and set up checklist for the fifth wheel, and I go through that checklist every single time, but it's kind of, once you go through the checklist and you get on the road, you're done. And you just kind of have to live with the consequences of did you check the checklist and double check the checklist and do everything on it. In the van, it just feels like, because we're just in the van moving around doing stuff, that it's kind of a moot point to have a set checklist, because up and go get into the pantry or something, or get into one of those cabinets or whatever, and then have to remember to lock it. So I just need to like get in the habit of locking it every single time, regardless of what we're doing. And then that way we don't ever have to worry about it. And I have not quite mastered that skill yet.
That would be smart.
It would be very smart.
Especially because you keep leaving the water bay unlocked also.
The water bay.
Yeah.
What water bay?
The water bay. Back there.
The water. Oh, yeah, the wet bay. Yes, I do keep leaving the wet bay unlocked. I should probably lock it. Yes, that is a good point.
Basically what we've learned is Kara can't lock things. She cannot be trusted to keep things locked away, so don't tell her any secrets.
But I did realize something from our laundry day yesterday.
What did you realize? Tell us all what you realized yesterday.
I think you left my washcloth in the dryer at the laundromat because it was not found this morning. I had to get the spare one out, which means now I only have one. So somebody now has a white washcloth that is clean and dry.
Somebody is literally going to comment in the comment section. I guarantee you there's going to be some weirdo who's going to be like, I want that washcloth.
Oh gosh,
real
that's
badly.
Gross. Oh gosh, that's gross.
That washcloth is going to be in my shrine.
Oh no. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
It's going to happen. Just go look in the comments right now. I guarantee you it's already happening.
Not okay.
So as the intro kind of alluded to, our Ventahood is broken, and we will probably do cover that with one of our mainline videos as well. But we just got it repaired, like what, 3 weeks ago?
Replaced.
It
was replaced. It's a brand new Ventahood fan, Max fan, whatever it is. You okay? It's telling you to turn around.
It's telling me to turn around. Garmin's not, so I'm just trying to... I don't know. Who knows?
Go with Garmin, and if we need to turn around, we will.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we just got it replaced completely, and the new one broke in the exact same way.
I think the problem is, so we really only use the Ventahood, like, okay, so a lot of people use the Ventahoods to kind of like, you know, have cross ventilation going there. We haven't been anywhere cool enough to actually use that feature yet. So all we use the Ventahood for is when we're taking a shower or taking a shit. And that's it. Those are the only 2 times. And we've been in Florida pretty much the entire time that we've had it, and it broke while we were in Florida. So my guess is, like, you can't always park into the wind shifts and things like that. So my guess is like you open it and the wind shifts and puts a little pressure on it and it just breaks. It is way too fragile. I don't understand. I don't even know what brand of Ventahood it is, but clearly it is not designed to handle crosswind of any single kind, even when you're stationary. I promise you, like, literally all we've done is just open it when we shower and open it when we shit.
Yeah, and close it pretty quickly after that too. So it's not like it stays open. It does not stay open when we're traveling or anything like that. And it's just a faulty part. Like, I think it's just like, a faulty part. But that's annoying. So this morning it was raining as we were trying to get ready to leave, and I discovered that I guess the wind had kicked it over because it's broken now. And so I had to go to the restroom, and it was raining on me while I was going to the restroom because the fan is installed right above the toilet. So that was super fun.
And she also like pees like every 5 seconds in the morning, and so I hadn't had a chance to go flip it up yet.
I am well hydrated, sir.
Speaking of well hydrated, shout out to our sponsor for this week. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have one.
We don't have a sponsor.
That would have been really funny though. That would have been a perfect segue if we'd had some sort of like water-based, water filter type sponsor. Like, hit us up, people. If you want to sponsor our show, you'll get a shout out.
Yeah. I do get a lot of comments though that, oh, we're such a sellout because we have sponsors or things like that. And I'm like, we really don't have a ton of sponsors, and we really don't throw it in your face. But also, don't produce videos for free, and it does cost time and effort and money, and it is a job. So yeah, if you're gonna have any kind of longevity or sustainability with doing this and creating content, you do kind of have to, at a certain point, have some sponsors. But any sponsors that we have are products we actually use, we actually love, and have used for years. And we, again, try not to like jam it down your throats. So hopefully that's
when you see the sponsored content, you'll understand. Like, we really don't. We have a very high standard. We only work with certain companies that we know and we trust. We do not just randomly accept Temu offers via email that get sent to us 90,000 times a day.
Temu actually reached out to me directly. Like, the actual company reached out to me directly. I'm like, we don't use any of the products there. We don't purchase from there. Like, I'm not going to, go into any kind of partnership with you guys, but thanks for reaching out 20 times. Ooh, that's a McLaren.
Fancy.
That's a fancy car.
Okay, on to the Q&A section.
Yes. Do you want me to just read some questions that came through, and
Sure.
we can decide if we're going to answer those or not, and then we'll cut out the ones that we don't?
Or we'll leave them in so that way you know we refuse to answer them.
Okay, that'll work too. All right, let me go to... Let's go to Instagram first. See what Instagram asks or says or requests. There we go. Some of these I'm not even going to say. Who is your go-to character in Mario Kart?
It's a good question.
It is a good question.
I haven't played in a long time.
I know. It's probably been 10 years since I played
And they've
Mario
added
Kart.
a ton of characters,
Yeah,
too.
they have.
Who is my go-to character in Mario?
Mine was probably Princess Peach. I think, like, OG Mario Kart, mine was Princess Peach.
I think last time I played Mario Kart, it was like 7, maybe Mario Kart 7. There was this cute blue girl. I don't remember what her name was, and I played as her. And then I also played as Yoshi.
Yoshi, yeah.
Then there was the like kid-looking Bowser thing that had glasses.
Oh yeah. I sometimes played the mushroom as well.
I don't know. I don't have a go-to character. I'm sorry. We don't play Mario Kart enough. But if I had to pick a character, I would go with something that had spikes on its back, because that sounds more like me than anything else.
Yeah, probably like a Bowser type character. Next question. Electric or gas generators, pros and cons of both.
Electric or gas generator? Well, okay. Both. A gas generator generates electricity. An electric generator produces electricity. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm assuming you're meaning solar, like a battery bank, versus a gas generator is my guess. What you're kind of getting at is a battery bank. Batteries are heavy, and to produce the same amount of energy needed to run a piece of equipment, batteries are heavier than said gasoline. And most of the time when you need a generator, it's going to be in an emergency scenario, and so it's a lot easier to carry around the supplies that you need for a gas generator than it is for a battery-based generator. The only exception I would say to that is if you're like wanting to build out like a boondocker like setup on your rig where you just want to have all solar and battery and all that, and you want to build it out so you never have to stop at a campground ever again. That's a solar battery based system is fine. Again, you're going to have to account for all the weight, but you're also going to need a lot more solar than you think you need. Otherwise, you're going to want to have a gas generator. Like this class B plus has solar and battery, and it's got like 400 watts of solar, and
We have a 4,000 watt generator.
I wasn't getting there. It has 400 watts of solar and I don't know, 520 or 580, I don't remember what it is, amps of battery capacity. And we really don't have a lot of payload capacity left to add more battery or more solar. and that really doesn't last very long. And the generator, we pretty much have to use the generator if we're running the AC, if we're in a hot area. If you're not in a hot area, you might be able to get away with a lot less. But again, like I said, it all comes down to weight and what you're preparing for. If you're preparing for an emergency, gas generator all the way. If you're going for like a boondocker, like I want to be into power electric independent setup, then go for solar and battery, and just make sure and overbuild. Otherwise, you're going to end up needing a gas generator, and it probably would be worthwhile because sometimes days are not super sunny, so you might want to have a gas generator anyways.
It's very true. But I think the most limiting factor that a lot of people overlook when it comes to RVing and decking out your RV or doing any kind of RV upgrades is your payload. Your weight capacity is going to be your most limiting factor most of the time.
Yeah.
Next question. We're going to move on to Facebook. Facebook had a ton of questions, so I'm going to go into the Facebook chat and
shout out all our Facebook friends.
Shout out Facebook friends.
Why do you repeat me?
It's part of how I process what you're saying.
It's like an echo in here.
What do you guys use for protection and self-defense on the road? And have you guys ever been in a situation ...
Well, I was a big fan of Trojan condoms back in the day.
Oh my god.
Those were great.
I don't think he's talking about that kind of protection.
We don't use those anymore. Not necessary at this point in our life. Aside from that,
we have a puppy that is fierce and will gruff at you and then promptly hide behind us.
Yes, and no, we have not run into a situation other than one weirdo knocking on our door and needing to go away, which y'all have heard about many times. Next question.
Actually, it's been more than one weirdo, but yes. Not really a question, but since y'all travel so much, do you keep so this is a question. Do you keep tabs on where you've been and how you would rate them with notes on interest, points of interest and things to do next time? And do you have a map where you could see those places and know about those fun facts? Well,
no.
We're not going to create a map because it's just seems like a lot of work. But there's some places that like stood out to us that we really like and that we have either gone back to and done more stuff there, or that we like have on kind of our bucket list of places that we want to go back to. But yeah, I don't know that we like really are that organized about where we go and the places that we go to, and like going back to those places to go do something else.
Yeah, I don't fathom this idea of taking notes as being something I would find of interest to me. I didn't take notes in school, and I definitely don't want to take notes as an adult.
Yeah, now it is kind of fun talking with other people who travel who actually do take notes, and they'll send us, we'll say, hey, we're going to go to this place, and they'll send us a whole list of things to do, which is really cool and really helpful. So it is helpful to have friends like that, but we are not those friends.
Number 6.
Oh, hang on.
What do I hang on to?
How do you determine where your next destination will be? Weather, events, or just wing it? Sometimes it's a little bit of all of that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna RV, and especially if you're gonna RV full time like we are, you have to anticipate that weather and things like that are going to affect your travels. I will say, when we were traveling in the fifth wheel, it was a little bit more restrictive because the fifth wheel, we can't just like drive around randomly to random places and be like, hey, can I park there? Whereas we can kind of do that in the van to a certain extent. Obviously, there's apps and stuff to help us find parking, but you get the idea. Whereas with the fifth wheel, we needed a campground. We couldn't boondock. We did not have enough electricity on board. We did not have enough payload capacity left over to add anything. So like we had a 3,000 watt inverter, but like marine batteries, and that was it. So the only thing we could run off of it was our fridge, and that was it. in the van, we kind of have a lot more options where we can stay for a night or two. I mean, honestly, we could stay indefinitely as long as we can fill up on water and dump our tanks, you know, boondocking and not having to stop at a campground, like I said, indefinitely. So it kind of changes. With the fifth wheel, a lot of times we would evaluate, okay, how bad is the weather going to get? Are we really going to need to find a new destination, or are we fine to go there and we just know that maybe we're not going to be able to get out as much until the weather clears up? You know, those are the kind of the questions. Whereas with a van, is it going to be flooding in the area that we're going to? Well, okay, let's not do that. I mean, we wouldn't go there if it was flooding in the fifth wheel either. A better example is like it's going to be rainy and stormy someplace where we're going, then we can just go somewhere different instead, and then we can drop back by. So a little bit more flexible with the van versus the fifth wheel, and I think everybody and how they travel is going to be a little bit different.
That is very true.
Yeah. We're full timers, so like literally every single day we live in some sort of RV, and so our options are we kind of have to go somewhere. We can't just say, oh, you know, it's going to be bad weather, let's put our vacation off by 1 week so that way the weather's better. We're just out and about, out in a boot.
Out in a boot.
See, she's repeating me again, guys. I'm telling you, this is a whole thing.
Funny. It's funny.
But if it's funny when I say it, it's not funny when you repeat my jokes.
It is funny. I think it's funny. Out in a boot.
Next question.
Well, okay, doubling down though on that, we pay attention to the weather nonstop. So we have like 3 or 4 different weather apps between our phones and devices that we look at, and anytime we're thinking about going to a certain area, we're looking at what is going on in that area in terms of weather. So there's been places like you mentioned where it was flooding and we ended up having to switch our plans. We went to an area where there was going to be a hurricane, and so we had to kind of shift our plans. And so those are the things that you kind of have to be aware of.
We went through an area that just got hit by a hurricane, and so the campground didn't have power or water.
Yeah, exactly.
So we had to shift our plans.
And to your point, it is far more flexible and easy to travel in the van with those kind of variables happening than with the fifth wheel, which is, you know, I guess probably another difference between the travel with those two. But you do still have to be weather aware, and you do still have to be paying attention to what's happening and going on in the area, and be ready to move if need be, because your rig is not going to be as secure as like a sticks and bricks home or a building or something like that. So you do have to be prepared for kind of anything. Number next. Do you tow or use bikes to get around, to go shopping or out for dinner when your motorhome is set up?
So we've been kind of talking about that. We have some electric bikes that we were thinking about bringing with us, and we kind of decided against it because we really don't want to add to our length, because we like the flexibility of being able to kind of still park in most normal parking spaces. So we didn't bring the bikes with us. But
yeah, that's the beauty of the van, is it's a van, and so it can park. We take up about 2 parking spaces, but in general we can fit in most places.
Yeah, and if you add much length on, it starts to get a little absurd trying to do that. So we didn't bring the bikes with us this time. We might in the future, we might not, we don't know. We're kind of playing that one out this year to see how it ends up.
Yeah, we talked about maybe trying to do scooters or something like that, but what we found is we don't have a ton of room to store them when we're not using them.
That wouldn't add more length.
That wouldn't add more length to the back. We could obviously put them on the bumper, but again, length becomes an issue. And so, I don't know, we kind of are just playing it by ear and walking more.
Not a bad thing?
Not a bad thing at all. Who cooks more often? Well, Ryan is the main cook, and he is very, very good at it. And I kind of act as your little sous chef.
She's my little sous chef.
I do a lot of the sides, so I'll cook all the veggies, and or we like to eat spinach salads quite a bit as a side for our meal. So I do that. I'm usually in charge of whatever the side is going to be, and then he usually cooks the main protein.
She likes to put my meat in her mouth.
It's very tasty. how do you get personal mail, not Amazon deliveries, but regular mail while you're on the road? And do you have a home base that you go to every so often? Okay.
That is a loaded freaking question. Like, all the parts, everything. You want to know all about us, don't you?
All of it. So, you brought up a good point, because mail and deliveries are two different things on the road. In terms of full-time RV living, you do still have to have a legal domicile, and that is for, that kind of addresses the mail question. But you have to have a legal domicile for things like, vehicle registration, driver's license renewals, insurance, voting, things like that. And if you can't get all of your mail to be paperless, which sometimes you can't. Like, we recently had our credit cards expire, so the bank sent us new credit cards. They had to send it somewhere. So you do have to have a legal domicile. If you don't have friends or family that you can mooch off of, then there are some services that will set you up with an actual address, and then they'll help you sort your mail, and they'll send you mail either electronically, or wait till you get to a place where you can accept deliveries, and then they'll ship you your mail. I know Escapees RV offers that service, and Good Sam offers that service. We've never tried either one of those, so we don't know from experience, but if you have and you had a good experience with them, pop that in the comments so other people can check that out as well. But that's mail. Deliveries is a little different. Amazon is great because they have Amazon lockers all throughout the country. So if you order something on Amazon, you're going to be in that local area. You can kind of put in the zip code that you're going to be at, and it'll send your package to an Amazon locker somewhere in that area, and then you can go pick it up. And then some campgrounds will allow you to have deliveries sent directly to the campground, and either come to the office, or sometimes it'll come straight to your lot number. But you have to call or just check with that campground in advance to make sure that they do accept deliveries, because not every single one of them does. So that's mail and deliveries. Hopefully we covered that. And in terms of a home base, we don't really have a home base per se. We have a legal address, and that's near friends and family. So we go back every year for the holidays and see friends and family and go to our legal address, I guess. But beyond that, we really don't have a home base, though I think it is probably a helpful thing for a lot of people to do, just because, if you've got annual doctor's visits and things like that, it might be good to have a place to come back to every year that allows you to just kind of chill for a little bit, get some of those necessary life things done, and then, get back out on the road. So, not saying that won't ever happen for us, but right now, that is not a thing.
Okay, to close it out, no more questions? Well, we have one question for you, actually.
Yeah.
Okay,
what is our question for them?
We're driving down this road right now, and all I do is I keep seeing all of these advertisements like, stop here, RV park, full amenities, RV park this, RV park that. How many of you actually travel without a plan of where you're stopping for the night? I want to know what your thoughts are, what you do, how you kind of do that. Do you just drive until you get tired and then look for the closest RV park? And I want to know kind of how that works for you, because I'll tell you, for me, that I'm not a big planner, but what I don't like to do is waste money, and I feel like doing that doesn't allow me to look in advance to figure out, okay, where's the best stopping point to price ratio, or like we're gonna do tonight, stopping off at a Harvest Host. If we just drive until I'm tired and there's no Harvest Host around, well, then we are gonna have to pay for an RV park rather than having a free stay for the night. So it's just kind of one of those things. I am curious what y'all do.
Well, and we also really try to be kind and courteous to our trucker friends. So we do not stop at rest stops or travel centers overnight where an 18-wheeler might be stopping, because they have a lot fewer choices in terms of where they can stop overnight than we do. And even though it's not, there's nothing illegal about us stopping and parking there, it's just not as courteous to them when they're working to do that. So we try to at least, even if we don't have a reservation planned, we try to at least kind of scope out our anticipated stopping area in advance, so we kind of know and have an idea of where to stop for the night before we keep going.
Yeah, let us know. Comment down below. Give us all the details on how you guys travel, whether you're a full-timer or not. Give us kind of that kind of synopsis of what you do, and hit the subscribe button.
And the like button. Click that notification bell so you get all of the updates every time we drop a new video. And if we didn't answer your question, or there's a topic that you'd love us to cover on these new travel day
chats,
then drop that in the comments as well, and we might just get to it in a future episode.
Bye.
Bye.
So the bad thing about the van is we don't have a lot of ground clearance. We just stopped for lunch at this random restaurant that looked like it might be kind of interesting, and we went into a driveway, and yeah, I mean it was steep, but I thought we were okay. But the way it like kind of cupped itself at the bottom, we scraped the bottom of the van.
Yeah, and the macerator is down there, like right in that area, so I don't know, it didn't look damaged from the...
It came off, but it didn't like, I don't know if it's actually broken or not, we'll see. Then next time we have to dump.
Ooh, that could be really interesting.
This is RV life too.
Yeah.
Bye.